Will California secede? Not succeed, secede. There's a difference. Although this one might be one and the same. Can California secede from the United States? Will they pave the way? And if so, how do we start that in other states, asking for a friend state? Or can Massachusetts join Canada? Canada, are you accepting applications for statehood? There was a news article out of San Francisco, which there's a funny joke from the movie Basketball. If you've never seen Trey Parker and Matt Stone's movie Basketball, How to Speak San Franciscan. I won't repeat the rest of that joke, but go watch that movie, Basketball, by the creators of South Park. We used to watch that movie on repeat. Funny ass movie from the late 90s. But California has ballot measure, probably a bunch of numbers that who cares? It's irrelevant. They have a ballot to potentially secede from the United States and be their own country. Which, listen, if you want to talk financials, from all the infographics I've seen, if all the blue states seceded, there would be no government. There would be no federal government, and the red states would be plundering away. They'd probably have to invade. As far as I know, they don't bring in much revenue. All the red states seem to be welfare states, which is horrific, because they're the ones that should be fighting for the most help. But they're all, I love the people who say, I'm for small government. Oh, really? How do you feel about being pro-choice? Oh, you want the government then? Okay. I like the people who are for small government. That small government happens to align with the exact things they need to be enforced. It's hilarious. But I want to see if California can get the signatures for the ballot measure for 2028. Oh, it seems like decades away. 2028 really seems like it could be, a millennia away. But if California gets the signatures, they would need the signatures first, and they need the signatures by July 22nd. So if you're in California, figure out how to sign to succeed. Secede, sorry, not succeed. But you might succeed in seceding. That is a fucking tongue twister of a sentence. Arian, hello, do you like Iran? I've never been, but I have ran so far away. I've never been. So I couldn't tell you. I'm very sorry. I couldn't tell you. I heard it's hot, though. I heard it's hot. It's my birthday. Can I get a shout out? Eli, 1010. Shout out to you. Happy birthday. So if you're in California, please pay attention. Sign. I mean, I don't live there. I don't want to tell you what to do, but it seems like a good idea for California to be its own country. I wonder what happens. Do you get to completely redo the government? Do you get to have a king of California? Do you have an emperor? Do you just have some bureaucracy? Is it an anarchist state where you kind of just make the rules up as you go? I don't know, but it'd be interesting. I want to see what happens. If California becomes its own state, that'd be amazing. You guys could legalize what you want, do what you want. That'd be fascinating. Oh, stank bug. I bet you do. I'm not going to read that comment. So just pay attention because you only have the time to get the signatures, it said in the article down below. Hit subscribe and the notification bell for everybody joining. I do a live news commentary show every weekday. So please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And to everybody who has subscribed, I got to say thank you. We're building an amazing community here. Amazing community. It's all about building community, I'm telling you. But yeah, if you're in California, keep an eye out for this. I don't know when the signatures can begin. I know you got to get a lot of them, I'd imagine, and you only have until July 22nd. Hi, stranger. Hope you have a good stream. Did you know that Jesus Christ loves you and died for your sins for your forgiveness to receive everlasting life? I did know that, especially Solo, if that's how you say your name. I know all about Jesus. Did you know Jesus didn't charge a copay? Did you know Jesus said love your enemy, not just love the people who love you? What better are you than a tax collector then? Even the scum and villainy of Galilee love people who love them back, he said. He said, what makes us Christians, aka little Christs, is to love thy enemy. He said, if they ask you to go a mile, go two. If they ask for your jacket, give them your jacket and some boots. Oh, he said a lot. And I just am afraid a lot of people weren't paying attention to what he said. Because a lot of people out here ain't turning another cheek. They're saying, you dare slap my cheek, I'll slap both your cheeks. That sounded wrong. My apologies. I didn't mean to say slap both your cheeks like it wasn't these cheeks, okay? Forgive me, Jesus. Some people got a lot of explaining to do to Jesus, to Jesus, or as the ancients called him, Yeshua. Love Jesus. Love Jesus. His message has been fucking weaponized. Let's say that. So Californians, are you paying attention? July 22nd, your chance to do your little signature. Say, we want to. I hate that they're calling it Cal Exit. Like Brexit, Cal Exit. Call it something else. Call it like Super Cal of fucking leaving America Daliotius. You know, call it something cool. You don't have to lame it up. I mean, you're trying to leave America. You're trying to become California Nation. Trying to become the title of a Red Hot Chili Pepper song, a California Nation. And I think that's cool as F, man. If I don't know how you start a ballot initiative like that, but you better believe after reading the story, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to say, how do I get this on the ballot? Massachusetts would like to leave not only America, but New England. Okay, let's be honest. Some of these New England states, looking at you, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, top hat. New Hampshire, you're dragging us down. You suck. You suck, New Hampshire. Not the people. I love the people in New Hampshire. But the politics, the politicians, that whole live free or die, but if I bring a pound of weed up to your state, I got to go to jail. That's not living free. Oh, come on. Anyways, so California might secede in 2028. That seems like a long time. You would figure there'd be a shorter window. Imagine California gets the signatures. They're like, we're gonna. Oh, and that's the other thing. Once the vote happens in 2028, they have to have they have to win by a bigger than 50% majority. They have to have 55% of the votes say yes. But imagine that. I wonder how soon after, because that's an awkward window, you know? Back in the days, I don't know how long it took for the South to secede, but I imagine that time in between when they were like, we're going to leave America, and the time before they really got to leave America. I imagine that was an awkward time between all them people on the border, you know? They're like, so are you guys a different country yet? They were like, almost. Get out of here. Same with California. But let's be honest, all the neighboring states of California are pretty cool. I like Arizona, Nevada, you're suspect. Well, Oregon, cool. I've never been there. Never been. So yeah, that's cool news. I like to see it, man. I say shake things up. I say if the federal government's gonna go buck wild, then let the states run buck wild. I say break up this whole thing. The South wants to be, you know, the new American states of Jesus Christ of Latter-day States or whatever. Let them do it. Although it's not the real Jesus, you know. The real Jesus would be feeding those kids that are hungry, giving them health care for free, making sure everybody had what they needed. I mean, Jesus told his disciples, he was like, you know, put your stuff together. I try not to swear when I talk about Jesus. Put your stuff together, sell it, and give it to the poor. He told the rich man, it'd be pretty tough for a rich guy to get into heaven. Looking at you, Joel Osteen. Prosperity gospel faux prophet. He uses the Bible faux prophet. Like he's a faux prophet, like F-A-U-X. A faux prophet, not for profit. He's faux, fake, a fake prophet. He is a scumbag. I don't like him. But yeah, that'd be interesting to see what happens after a state. If a state decides to secede, what happens after? You know, how do they establish a new government? What happens? If they have universal health care, I'm already applying to jobs in California. I'm already applying because if you guys are going to 2028, I got 3 years to get out there, and hopefully you guys do universal health care. It's the other reason why I would love to join Canada. Just that free healthcare, man. You get that free healthcare. For all the people who don't understand how America works, I got a job right now. They take 80% of my paycheck for my healthcare. They take so much out of my paycheck for my healthcare that I can't even afford to use that healthcare. Free Luigi. For real, everyone. Everyone, loot up. I'm going in. Free Luigi. Okay, so I wanted to bring that news to you. There's some other news. There's a lot of other news that I just don't want to touch right now. It's really sad. And I don't have the strength in me to address all the federal shutdowns. But it is amazing how the people who want very limited government also want that limited government to only enforce the things that they like. It's very snowflakey. So yeah, sorry if this is a brief one, but all the news is, I would say this, go watch Jon Stewart's Daily Show from this Monday. He does an excellent takedown of how politics is just a toothless, spineless corporate front. Because he's saying, you know, all these Democrats, everybody is screaming fascist this, fascist that. Yeah, he's wielding his power, right? But John made a great point. If you oppose this, like, tell us how you would wield power. Because the whole point of government was like for the people, by the people, for people to send a representative to wield the power that the people wanted. And unfortunately, this is not a government for and by the people. If you think billionaires are the majority class in this country, you are sadly mistaken. There's a lot more of us than there are them. But it's just amazing that no one besides like Bernie Sanders has said anything like, hey, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. Like, say some popular shit. Why do you think they took Luigi out of the news? Because it was popular for people to be like, healthcare sucks, we want it for free, like every other nation. And I don't see any politicians being like, I would not be stopping Medicaid, I would be enhancing it. I would be making sure everybody was on healthcare that was paid for by your taxes. I'd love to see some politicians peep their heads out and say that, but they're all bought and paid for. Big Pharma, big Target, big Walmart, big Amazon. So, yeah. I just say this. Oh, you know what was fascinating today? Overheard a conversation, a cop talking about the federal funding freeze. Somebody asked the cop, hey, what do you think? Are you worried you're going to be affected by it? And he goes, nah, I think it's good. He goes, so we know where all the grants and the federal money is going. And then he said, I heard there was millions of dollars allotted to send condoms to Gaza. And I went, you don't really believe that, do you? And he said, no, yeah, I heard it. So I went on my break and I looked it up. And it turns out Fox News was reporting that. You want to know why? Because the White House press secretary, Trump's mouthpiece, said that that's what it was. There's no verification. This has not been verified. And this is a day later, remember. But that's what they claimed the federal funding was going to. And of course, somebody just heard that, didn't even look it up. And this person was a police officer. That's what concerned me. I said, there are a lot of laws in America. And if you're forced, if your job is to enforce those, but you heard that the federal government was sending money to supply condoms to Gaza, I'm like, so they're not supplying food, they're not supplying anything else, condoms to Gaza, and you just believed it, like you took it at face value? That fucking concerns me, that's like, you know, a law enforcement officer in this country. It's fucking crazy, man. That was so concerned. I was like, god damn, you know, that's easily Googleable. You can deep seek it if you want, but it was crazy to hear. He just believed it. Like, people just believe shit that they hear off the cuff, and they're like, that sounds a little suspect. Really, do I think millions of dollars are being spent on that? And even if it is it worth everybody who is on Medicaid, who needs health insurance, to lose it? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't even answer that question. He just was like, nope, it's good. Whew. Oh, man. People are mean, man. You would think this is what I would like to see in this world. For people who are suffering, to not have people who want them to suffer more. That's what I'd really like to see. I'd really like to see that. To stop having people wish suffering upon others. Don't be like these billionaires. They just wish for you to suffer. And yeah, it might not be you yet. Oh, but don't worry. Don't worry. They're coming for you too. They ain't your friend. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I thank you for joining me. In California, more power to you. Got family out there, got friends out there, got loved ones out there. Vote or sign the ballot initiative to secede from the United States. You can become California nation. I know it's Californication, okay? Everybody's going to correct me later. But I think it's funny. You could name your country after a Red Hot Chili Pepper song, which that band is not the best. I'll just keep it at that. I'm not the biggest fan of them. But it would be hilarious if they called their new country California Nation. Had Anthony Kiedis, Secretary of Groove. Some billionaire owns the water, man. Oh yeah, there is a billionaire in California that owns all the water, like one family. Ugh, it's exhausting. I wonder if you could make new rules with that if you become a new country. Come on, California, pave the way. 199 now per hour to breathe. It's coming. California's $8 billion in debt. 80 billion in debt. Yeah, I wonder how much Alabama and all of the Bible states are in debt. I think every state is in debt, but I don't think every state brings what California or some of these blue states bring to the table. Let's be honest. All right, guys, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm here every weekday bringing you some news, something to chew on, something to discuss. What's that movie? You remind Avaitu? I don't know how to say it. Oh, what's that movie? Dr. Seuss. The Lorax? Is it the Lorax? Where they're selling air in a bottle? Oh, what's up, Curtis? Talking about Curtis. This is important you hear this. I linked the story down below. California has a new ballot initiative that needs to be signed or ratified or made viable to reach the ballot in 2028. It is an initiative to have California become an independent country. And I hope you guys get to do it. And then you guys can name yourself California Nation instead of Californication. I love that. I wonder if you go by a new name. Do you get to rename yourself or you go by the country of California? I just say go by Californication. Yeah, become an independent nation. You guys can start your own rule. You can do your own constitution. You could do a Bill of Rights like MLK wanted to do, an economic Bill of Rights. That would be amazing. So, and then you can export all the movies and cool music and fashion. I think it'd be radical. I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen so bad. In fact, I'm going to look into what it takes to make Massachusetts its own country. I would love to do that. That'd be so cool. Can I change my... I think you could... Yeah, if you become a new nation, I think you get to change your own name. You get to do everything new. You get to make up all the rules. It's going to be awesome. I don't think you can take the rules from the... That's a fascinating thing. When the South seceded, right? Because that's the only time in history we have a part of this country that seceded. Did they? Well, obviously they had their own rules. There's one glaring one that we went to war over. But I wonder if they got to redo every, or they just were like so racist. They were like, we're just going to keep that one rule. Everything else stays the same and we're keeping this. But okay. You're trying to get out of there? Yeah, I get it. It's expensive. I get it. Everybody's trying to get out of everywhere. Let's go to Canada. Free healthcare, free Luigi. All right, guys. So that's all. That's all. Read this article. The California thing is fascinating, man. I want to know the history. I want to have somebody on who knows the history of it. Like, what do you do if you become an independent country? If you secede as a state? Like, what happens after that? Crazy to think about. I'll have to go look it up on DeepSeek. DeepSeek knows everything. I love all the articles in the mainstream media like DeepSeek is taking all of your information and giving it right to the Chinese government. I've seen like a bunch of those headlines and I'm like, you morons, do you understand? Like, that's what Facebook does. That's what ChatGPT does. Like, You don't think they're all in allegiance with the government right now? You don't think they've all been mining our data forever? Like, I don't give a shit if China has my data. I'm more concerned at this point about the US government. All right. All right. So that's it. Hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. Right after you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You get notified. Yeah, China knows everything. I had a friend tell me once, she was like, I'm not on TikTok because of China. I was like, oh God. Like, you understand, it doesn't matter if you go to the Gap website. They're all mining your data. It's not like you got privacy on the internet. Oh, net neutrality is gone, folks. Privacy is gone. Data mining is big business. Whew. Ooh, doggy. All right. I'm not going to say it again. I'm really going this time. So please hit subscribe, then hit the notification bell, and you can join me every day, every weekday when I go live and bring you interesting news like this. California looking to secede. Will it succeed in seceding? Try saying that 45 times. All right. Later, Curtis. Later, Ava. I'm just going to call you Ava. Sorry. All right.